Hello and welcome to That Guy's a Maniac, the podcast DS. We are a podcast about video games. My name is Richie, and with me, as always, is Farley, aka Kunzi11, who will say hello and tell you where to find us on the internets.
Thank you, Richie. Hello. You can find us at www.thatguys.co.uk and on the socials at That Guy's a Maniac, all one word, lowercase.
Cool. So, I believe you have a thing to say about DS as well.
Yeah, I do. So we're in our fourth season, which is the DS season. And you may remember that DS games, some DS games had that funny thing where they gave their games a subtitle, something beginning with a D, something beginning with an S. For example, Betty Boop's Double Shift. So in that spirit, and to celebrate the 3DS, I've got my bag of Ds and I've got my bag of S's. We put all ideas in these two separate bags. Richie, have a bag of D's and pick one, please.
Okay, I'm gonna.
He's rummaging away. I was going deep.
really deep into the bag of D's.
Bag of D's.
And I've pulled out. Oh, you want me to read this one out?
Yes, please.
This one is double.
D for double. Great. I shall pull out the other one, I guess. Rummage noise. S for star. S for star. Double star.
Okay. Out of curiosity, are we above making a double D joke?
Well, we're only putting one D and one S, so.
I know, but we said double, and the D is double. Bag of D's, double D's. I'm sure there's a joke in there.
No, I don't think it really fits.
Okay. Well.
So, very spontaneously, off the top of your head, video games about double?
Well, very spontaneously and off the top of my head, I thought, what about playing about with this theme a little bit? And I was thinking, like, there's definitely games out there that exist. Which I wasn't finished again.
I'm looking at some right now.
But they have the name Double in them. But they're like, we could talk about Double Dragon.
Yeah.
After that, it kind of gets a little bit harder to find any other game with double in it. I found Final Fight Double Impact.
Oh yeah.
Which is a Final Fight game that was packaged with Magic Sword, which is another side-scrolling beat-em-up, but with a sort of medievally Dungeons and Dragons-y flair to it. And along with that, there was Skater Die 2 in Search for Double Trouble. So Skater Die is a Game Boy game, which is basically a really hard platformer where you're continuously going on a skateboarder, jump over it's like Paperboy, but 2D. Yeah. But I decided I didn't really want to talk about that because none of those games, I've never played Double Dragon. I played Final Fight, not played Magic Sword, and I've never played Skater Die 2. Skater Die 1 I played. So I thought, this is pointless. I'm not going to talk about this. So what else could I do? What else could I do around the word double? Well, the word double has other meanings. It might have a double meaning, in fact. So I thought, let's talk about some of the more famous video game doubles or doppelgangers. Yeah? Is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay. So there's some obvious ones. Nintendo love a doppelganger. They've got Daisy for Peach. They've got Mario for Wario. Luigi with the worst named villain ever, Waluigi. And they also have Dark Link for Link. Yeah. You ever watched the Dark Link fight in Ocarina of Time?
No, I've not.
No, it's probably one of the hardest fights in the game because it's just basically copying all of your moves, but it's so stupidly atmospheric. It's a sort of a TARDIS moment.
Yeah.
So like you're in the water temple, you're wandering about, and you end up just sort of like opening up to this sort of lake. Very, very. But when I say a lake, it's only 1 inch of water. So as you're walking, you're actually splashing, and then you walk and you see it's kind of like a mirror, but the person that's walking towards you is Dark Link, and then you got to fight this sort of semi-transparent, dark, shadowy version of yourself, who's mimicking all of your moves.
Mimicking your moves from his cage. Does Dark Link also go, hey?
I think he has a similar noise, but is less high pitched.
Hey, hi.
Hi. But yeah, I'm sure they must do something in Smash Brothers with the Dark Link. Maybe he's got a shadow costume or something like that.
I think it's just a skin, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, that's all he is in the game. But I think you do get other versions of Dark Link. I think in the SNES version as well, and probably even further beyond. But yeah, it's quite an obvious, easy doppelganger. And of course...
Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
Doppelgangers in games exist mainly because they're really easy to do.
Yeah, just
palette swap. Yeah, exactly.
It's such a meme. I like the angle. Not a meme. Yeah, like a meme in the original sense. In like a prevalent idea. And so as you were talking, I was thinking in I think it's the original Tomb Raider. At some point, you come across a weird like flesh mirror version of yourself.
All right. Okay.
And you're on a room, and you're in a big room, kind of divided into two halves, and flesh Lara mimics all your movements.
Okay. So you're like pushing blocks on the other side.
Yeah.
But you're actually pushing against sort of nothing. Cool.
But then you see, after a while, you spot that there's like, I think it's like a lava pit or something on one side of the room, but isn't on the other one. So you have to, spoilers for Tomb Raider, 1990 whatever 6. So you kind of have to walk over the lava pit and then meet suit Lara will fall in. Dark Samus, of course, in the Metroid series is very much exactly the same idea as that kind of doppelganger. And then I think actually doubling down on double, at some point in one of the Double Dragons, you do fight mirror versions of yourself.
Nice. That's good. Yeah.
And as far as I'm aware, it's not really explained why.
I love the fact that we've doubled down on double.
Yeah, double. Yeah, you just fight mirror versions of yourself, and it's never really explained why. Otherwise, it's quite a normalish post-apocalyptic game.
Yeah.
And then you fight, Mirror Billy.
So one of the other things that with the doubles and doppelgangers and repeating palette swaps and stuff like that is fighting games love them. So I mean, technically Ken is almost a doppelganger of Ryu or Ryu.
Yeah, I mean that's diverged a bit over time, right?
It has definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking of Street Fighter 2, where you're just like they have exactly the same movements. Maybe one has a weaker Hadouken and one has a better Dragon Fist.
Wasn't there? I can't remember the details. But wasn't Ken technically the better pick for some? There was some like buggy error reason, which meant that one of his moves should have been the same as Ryu, but was actually better.
Probably, and it's probably only on an arcade version that existed in Austria or something stupid like that.
And it got ported. I remember that. And then, of course, Mortal Kombat famously.
Right. Okay. So that's where I was leading. Not
only just has the color swaps, but then you have multiple characters who can turn into other characters.
Okay. So very, very quickly, it is quiz time, Farley. Right. Okay. And this is testing your Mortal Kombat knowledge because it's one of your favorite genres. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so in Mortal Kombat, there are
Yeah.
male ninjas.
They're what? Say that again. In English.
Male ninjas.
Male ninjas.
Male ninjas. They are color swaps of each other.
So weird. Male ninjas. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, they're color palette swaps of each other.
Yeah.
So, for instance,
Yeah.
Scorpion.
Yeah.
And
The blue one.
Sub-Zero. Okay, this next part of the question is going to be really, really hard for you.
Yeah.
How many more can you name?
Noob Cybot.
Oh, that's a good one. Yep.
Reptile.
Yep.
In some of them.
Can you name the colors that they are as well?
Yeah, so Noob is black.
Yeah.
Reptile's red.
No,
Reptile's green, sorry. Then there's a red guy, right?
Yes, there is.
Who's the red guy? I forget. What's his thing? Is it fire?
Green fireballs.
Green. Scorpion. No, who said Scorpion? He's yellow. I forget who the red guy is.
The red guy is really, really annoying. He's called Ermac. He was an error message that popped up in the old Mortal Kombat 2 machines. Yeah.
Is there a white one?
No, there isn't.
Is there a grey one?
Yes.
The grey one. Who's the grey? Smoke?
Yeah! You got there. I love it.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't too sure because I thought Smoke was one of the robots, right? Because they're also sort of palette swaps of each other, but they have different moves.
Oh man, you're pissing all over my questions.
Yeah. And the women ninjas. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for the male ninjas, you've got Scorpion yellow, Sub-Zero blue, Reptile green. You've got Rain, who's purple. Remember him?
No.
Okay.
I get Rain and Raiden confused.
Okay, Raiden's the Big Trouble Little China Wicker Hat Man. Rain.
What? Is that Rain or Raiden?
That's Raiden.
Okay.
Rain is just a purple version of Scorpion.
What's his thing? Is it poison energy?
No, it is weather effects. He makes bubbles and balloons. Bubbles.
Bubbles. Doesn't seem like he fits with the Mortal Kombat universe.
Not far off.
Throwing spears at each other and nets and acid. And he's out there making bubbles and balloons.
He's got bubbles that he's.
Good luck. Did he ever win any of the tournaments?
Yeah, let's say he did.
Okay.
No, I don't think he did. He's supposed to be a prince of something. I don't know. Noob Saibot, very famous. You'd Smoke. There's two more which are very unknown. There's one called Chameleon, which basically turns into all of the other ninjas.
Right, yeah. Like half the other characters do, yeah.
Yeah, and this one's a little bit newer. Tremor, who's sort of like a brown one and has sort of rock effects.
Yeah. No idea.
No. Okay.
And then because they didn't take the piss enough, you now have like the corrupt versions of them and then the non-corrupt versions of some of them, right?
Yep.
Which are also palette swaps.
Yep. Entirely. And canonically, like they change things, and some of the times they just don't wear their masks, so they're not. Yeah. Or they are the dead brothers. Or,
Yeah.
So Noob Saibot is technically the original Sub-Zero, and the Sub-Zero we know is his younger brother. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, so very, very quickly, any Mortal Kombat robots that you can remember and name?
S.T.A.R.S.
Yeah.
And the other one? Sector.
Yeah. And what color were they each?
I can't remember. One was yellow and one was red.
Okay. Yeah, you're correct. Sector was red, the Cyrax was yellow. Okay. You also had Smoke, which you said before as well.
Yeah. He was also a robot.
Yes.
Because I was thinking he was a robot initially, and then I thought maybe he was a ninja. He's
Mortal
both?
Kombat 10 actually goes into more detail on the story behind that.
Yeah.
Smoke was supposed to be turned into a cyborg, but instead somebody fucks up the timeline and Sub-Zero becomes the robot instead. So you get a cyber Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat 10.
Nice.
Yeah. And also you get a weird one called Triborg, which is a sort of mishmash of Sector, Cyrax, and or Sub-Zero or Smoke.
Okay.
Yeah. And the Lady Ninjas. Do you know the names of any of them?
Kitana.
Yep.
Is it Mylena or Mylene or
Melina. Yeah, Melina.
Melina.
Yeah.
Then there's the blue one.
Which might be Kitana.
Okay, then there's the Jade. Is the green one?
Jade is the green one, yeah.
Dredging up this. I've only ever at other people's houses played Mortal Kombat.
I know. But yeah, so other female ones as well are Scarlet, who's red, does things with blood. Frost, who's basically female Sub-Zero. And there's also a female Chameleon,
Right.
but spelled with a K. Because Mortal Kombat loves
Kombat.
that.
Yeah.
And there you go. That's my down low on the doppelgangers.
Okay.
The
Very good.
doubles. So
Yeah.
what did you, off the top of your head, have
Off the
not
top of my head.
prepared?
With no preparation. Interestingly, I think the only Mario Kart I have not played, including the arcade game, which I have played, is Mario Kart Double Dash.
Double Dash. Yeah, good count. Good call.
Good call. So very quickly, because this half of the episode is running out very fast. You played Double Dash, right?
Yeah.
What's the gimmick? You have two riders, and can you switch between them? What do they do differently?
Basically, you get to collect items for both of them. And
Right.
you get to keep one in reserve.
Okay, they don't have different powers.
I think you could only get certain items with certain characters. So
And could you choose the pair ups, or is it a fixed pair?
you could choose the pair ups.
Oh, nice.
So you could have Baby Mario and Yoshi if you wanted. You know.
Yeah. Or you have like Donkey Kong and Luigi.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And why don't you think that gimmick ever came back? Because pretty much everything of Mario Kart has come back at some point. All the old levels, items, characters, apart from the Double Dash gimmick. Was it not liked? It was not good?
I think with Double Dash, a lot of the courses are a lot longer than usual, and I think you can see them shortened down in like Mario Kart Deluxe. Like that baby park has got 10 laps around it and stuff like that. It's just nuts how long you spent on that.
I think that's still the case in Mario Kart 8 DX.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. But I think what the issue there is like, is there enough boxes to go around? Are you just going to be concealing one out? Like, if you go to the very, very back of the pack, grab an amazingly good item like the Bullet Bill or something like
lightning or a star or
yeah, and then just hold that for the back.
Star, hey, double star, hey.
Double star, yeah.
Hey.
There we go. But yeah, you can hold that back for a long time and keep it, and it doesn't go. It doesn't get lightninged out the way.
I think it's a risky strategy to be at the back, and I don't think it pays off that much. Given
it depends what you're playing.
As soon as you start to make it up anyway, you'll probably get fucked over by a lightning or whatever and lose whatever item you have, right?
Yeah. Although I don't think you lose it if you have it on the reserve person.
See, that's kind of cool. It introduces a different layer of strategy, right?
Yep.
Okay, but it just wasn't. Yeah, why don't you think we ever saw it again? It wasn't that.
I'm trying to remember the controls and how you did it. So I think you press like left bumper to just switch the characters round, and you could do it any time, and then you would just fire off the weapon. I don't know, does that button have any other use in DX?
I think it's look behind you, maybe.
So yeah, you lose that functionality then, I guess.
Okay, I'm sure you had it in Double Dash. Anyway, yeah, just interesting. It's not the one I've played, and also it's the one that hasn't really come back.
No, I don't think we've seen any sort of resurrections of it at all.
No, so you can still play. Well, on Nintendo Switch Online, you can pretty much play all the other ones. It'd be good if the GBA ones eventually come around. They were quite good.
Yeah.
Okay. And then my other double game was because I thought, do you know what? Had vague memories of Double Dragon 2, I think, on the Amiga. But I remember it being really hard, so I thought I'm going to play Double Dragon and Double Dragon 2: The Revenge.
Nice.
This is partly.
So you doubled up on Double Dragon.
I doubled up on Double Dragon. Double Dragon. And I was partly inspired by that book that I got you, Go Straight.
Yep.
I was flicking through that before I gave it to you.
Context.
Context. I was like, I do really like these side-scrolling beat 'em ups, I guess, fighting games. So, but the only version I have ready access to with both Double Dragon and Double Dragon 2 is the NES ones, which I think, although were very popular, because they were the first one was the first console release of the arcade game. They're really hard. So I didn't get very far in either of them, right? Because it's just a war of attrition, particularly in those old ones. And 3 levels in, that's it. You've just been punched more than you punched, and that's it. Game over. So yeah, I think you have to get good. And have you played Double Dragon 2 at all?
I did play Double Dragon at some point in my youth. I do not remember it in any great detail at all.
Okay, so Double Dragon's quite straightforward with the moves, but Double Dragon 2, I ended up having to look up the manual because I couldn't work out what the issue was. So I'm playing on like a NES controller, and they made a big thing about how the controls are unlike any other side-scrolling fighting game you will play, because they've tried to replicate the arcade experience on the
NES.
The NES controller. So your left button A is attack left, and your right button B is attack right.
I hate that. I hate this already.
Yeah, because I was playing it, just trying to button mash, and I've complained in the past about how they should give you manuals or controls. They just don't. And it's like, why am I always backwards kicking? I don't understand. Is A backwards kick? No, it's not, because now I'm backwards kicking with B because I'm facing the other way. Such a mind fuck. But once you kind of get over it and settle in, so yeah, I reckon at some point when we get together, we should actually try and give Double Dragon 2 on the NES a go. Yeah, it's quite fun.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I don't know, I know Double Dragon is one of the more iconic side-scrolling beat-em-ups, but I don't know. I think it was just a mate of mine really liked it, and I was like, oh, I don't want to like this, and so I just never bothered ever coming back to it or ever letting myself enjoy it in any fashion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, like I say, I think I only played it initially played it on the Amiga, and it was just really hard. Really, really hard.
Yep.
But I do appreciate that it's probably one of the granddaddies of the genre, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's an iconic one.
Yeah.
It's the Christina Aguilera to the it has spawned so many blonde copies of itself.
Yeah,
I don't know where that metaphor was going.
It's so weird. I just kept adding to it. It's really bad. but playing it, I was wondering that. Oh, okay. Is this where this idea comes from? Because you've got weapon pickup, you've got levels. There's one level where you're on a helicopter, and occasionally like the side door will blow open, and all the characters will kind of get pulled in that general direction. And if you're too close, you'll get kind of flung out the window. It also has, the travelators that if you hit somebody prone.
Oh god, yeah.
So I think along with that, I don't know, what would you reckon the other ones would be? Maybe Final Fight, maybe Streets of Rage, unless that's too late.
Yeah, no, I to be honest, I think as genre defining as Double Dragon is, I think they were surpassed by Final Fight and Streets of Rage. I think 16-bit just did side-scrolling beat-em-ups better than any NES style could. All the NES ones are just awful and hard, whereas 16-bit when it came along gave you sort of like life bars and a little bit more ways of like getting health back and stuff.
Yeah, well, also with the NES ports in particular, I mean, they're just downgrades in every way compared to the original arcade versions. But almost unrecognisably so if you compare the original Double Dragon to the NES Double Dragon. Like, wow, okay, this looks like a chibi version of it.
Yeah, but is it not that the Game Boy version is like the highest regarded version of Double Dragon?
Let's never research it because I love that idea. Yeah, let's just say that like the best version of Double Dragon's the Game Boy version, and then the ZX Spectrum.
yeah.
The iconic ones. Right, well, Richie, it brings us to break time.
Break time.
We've reached the middle of the podcast. We're not going to review the first half, but we do have some trivia questions for each other.
Yeah.
Shall I give you a question?
Yeah, go for it.
I've got two, and I think much like last time, one is easy, one is hard.
Okay, so you do your one, I'll do my one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is the voice of Duke Nukem?
Wow.
Oh,
okay.
I thought you would have known this.
Because I know he's got loads of quotes from like The Evil Dead and They Live and stuff like that. But I don't know who the voice actor is.
Yeah, well, you're not gonna.
Yeah, no. I would say.
Well,
no.
One clue I have is his first name and part of his last name are the same name.
His first name and part of his second name
Are the same name.
Okay, so like Richards sort of thing.
No, not even like mirrored.
Mirrored.
Well, it's the first. It'd be like Richie something Richie.
Oh, okay. So it's triple barreled.
I don't think you're gonna get it.
No, I'm not gonna get it.
If you don't know it, it's John St. John.
John St. John.
Yeah.
Do we know John St. John from anything else?
I only know him as the voice of Duke Nukem. I think he's a quite well-known voice actor in other things, but I couldn't tell you what else.
Yeah, no, I had no idea.
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
cool. Right, okay, so my one. Oh, okay, this is a tough one. Or maybe it's not. Here we go. You ready? Prepared? Yeah. Braced? Who is the main antagonist of the Serious Sam first-person shooter series?
I don't know. I've only played the PlayStation 2 version of Serious Sam, and it's fucking brilliant. What a brilliant game it is. Then it reminds me of MDK. For that kind of, just insane things are happening all the time. But I could not, for the life of me, tell you who the antagonist is in Serious Sam.
Okay, the antagonist in Serious Sam is mental.
Okay.
Take
your word for it. Okay, now it's your hard question.
Okay.
You'd really surprise me if you get this. Which character gives the player tutorials in Candy Crush Saga?
Oh, I've no idea. It's a
I'll
little
give you-
pink fairy called Betty.
No, it's Mr. Toffee.
Mr. Toffee.
Yeah,
Mr. Toffee, okay.
Mr. Toffee, yeah. John St. John, by the way, has voiced Big the Cat in Sonic Adventure.
Okay, another game I've not played. Great. Okay, you ready for your hard question?
Yeah.
Which webcam-like peripheral was released in 2003 for the PlayStation 2?
Oh, God. The iToy?
Yeah! Nice!
Hey, we got 1 out of 4. That's not bad. Okay, that's the end of the middle of the podcast.
Good work. Okay, right. So we're on to the S section, which was stars.
Yeah, this one is stars. And when I was thinking about this,
Off the top of your head, because it just came out the rummage bag.
off the top of my head, because it just came out the bag, not 30 minutes ago. So whilst I was, multitasking, thinking about that and talking about double, I think it's interesting when things kind of ingrain themselves in your brain as normal, even though they're quite weird. So, as an example, I think a good example is like the Wii, right? When it came out, everyone was like, "Oh, Wii, what a silly name, Wii!" And now we just regularly talk about the Wii, right? Or Resident Evil, right? What a weird name, and now we just think of it as the game and mention it with abandon. One of those things, which I think is like, I think it's more of a thing in Japan than it is here, but is the idea of a star as a power-up, right? Now, if I see a star in a video game, I'm like, oh, that's a good thing, that's a power-up. It's the Infinity Star in Mario, it's, everything in Kirby, right? Everything's a star, you fly on a star, you get a star rod, star.
Yep.
In Sonic, the invincibility box again is like a little bunch of stars, and you go to the secret level by having rings, which then make that ring of stars. So yeah, it's that was my initial thought. Was it's weird that now if you see like a cartoon yellow star, my immediate reaction is, oh, that's a good power up. I want that star.
Yeah, you've been Pavlovianly programmed to.
Yeah, it's chase the star. Even though, when you think about it, it's kind of weird. Why would the universe spanning light from a celestial body be a power or make you invincible, or come out of a box? Yeah, but it makes sense. Star is power up.
Yeah, star it denotes power. I think exactly what you were just saying there. The
But does
light
that come from video games?
no, but I think we all know that stars are hydrogen and helium, that whole fusion fission thing. They're full of power. So I think collecting a star and being able to harness its power is very... I think it works as a concept in video games.
But I don't think they're meant to be stars, are they?
Well, I mean, they have a smiley face.
A lot of
yeah.
people do have a smiley face.
And although the same can be said for like fire flowers or indeed bricks. Just bricks.
Hills.
Hills, yeah. Everything in the Mario universe has a face of some sort. Yeah. I get what you mean. Like, I don't think there's many stars that are bad in video games.
No.
Like, I can't think of like collecting a star, this spiky 5-pointed exciting thing, as being a bad thing.
Yeah. So that was my initial thought about how weird it is, the iconography in video games, of the star or a star. It's also your ranking, right, in many things. 2-star, 3-star, 4-star. So it's normally a positive thing. Then, of course, my thoughts turned to a guest we've interviewed on the blog a number of times, the Nemesis from Resident Evil 3. It's great to see him get some more work. Over the years, we followed his career. What was that game that was like a cartoon thing, and he had a cameo in that? Under the Skin? Do you remember that?
Under the Skin, or indeed that great gacha game, Project Cross Zone.
Project Cross Zone, yeah, the gacha. And of course, Marvel vs. Capcom. So it was great to see him return to the big little screen, I guess, in the Resident Evil 3 remake. And his catchphrase is S.T.A.R.S.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And that's because he's chasing after the S.T.A.R.S team.
Yes. Do you know what S.T.A.R.S stands for?
Do I get a point?
Yeah.
Special Tactics and Rescue Service.
Is that last S a service?
Yeah.
Okay, are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure. I don't know what the answer is. I'm just looking it up.
Okay. I just, in that off the cuff, rummaging in the bag for the word star, I immediately remembered that. I didn't research and look it up in advance in any fashion.
Okay. And now I'm just checking your research in case you managed to find some perverse.
Oh,
Special Tactics and Rescue Service. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. And then, of course, my thoughts immediately went to all the Pokemon based on stars or with a star in their name.
Yes.
Like
Staryu.
And did you know, Richie?
Tell me. Go on, tell me.
Did you know that in the Pokemon animated universe, not all of the Pokemon have different vocal expressions in different regions. So some of them make the same noise in the original Japanese, in the English, and all other language versions of the dub.
Oh, does that include Staryu?
It does include Staryu, and do you know what Staryu says? Because most Pokemon say either their name or part of their names, right? Like Pika, Pikachu, Chew. But Staryu, however.
Go on, give us your best Staryu impression.
So Misty will be like, "Oh, we're having a land battle, so I'm just gonna inappropriately bring out Staryu. Go Staryu," and holds out the Pokeball, and Staryu will pop out and go, "Pia,
pia." Love it.
Yeah. So yeah, Staryu is one of those Pokemon, and of course Omastar.
Yeah, of course. Omastar.
We've got Staraptor.
Well, you've also got Staryu's evolution as well.
Yeah, Starmie.
Yeah, Staryu, Starmie. That's good beats, yeah.
Staraptor. Any more?
The ones with the actual star in the name. Starly.
Oh yeah, well done.
No, I can't think of any other.
No, me neither. I'm sure there are. There must be. Hitmonchan has like a star-like head, and he always reminds me of. Do you remember the little Milky Way stars?
Yeah.
I don't think they do them anymore. But Milky Way used to make these little stars, and they look like little characters.
Yeah.
And weirdly, they look like the Star guys from New Zealand Story. But they all, whenever I see Hitmonchan in the street, etc., I always think of those little. I always think of those little Milky Way stars.
Hitmonchan.
Yeah.
As in the boxing one.
As in the boxing one, yeah. He's got a star head.
Yeah, okay.
Milky Way stars.
I see what you mean. I always thought it was like kind of flicked up hair.
Milky Way.
Like a crown.
Magic stars. I see, weird. In my mind, those stars had faces. Fucking video games, man.
I thought exactly the same thing. I would not... If somebody told me Milky Way stars had faces on them, I would...
Yeah. Yeah, little faces. Yeah, stars with little faces.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
No. So, but there's other Pokemon that are based on stars themselves.
True. I think Minior, kind of.
Yeah. Solrock, technically.
Yeah. Yeah, technically. Solrock. It's based on the sun.
Yeah. But there's lots of moves that use stars as well. There you go. Evil stars. Swift.
Swift. Why is the move Swift stars?
It probably has a double meaning in Japanese, and that's why.
Stars. There's a crossover. Why don't Capcom and Game Freak ever do a crossover?
I mean, it would be fantastic.
It would be so good. You've got the ghost Pokemon already, right?
Yeah.
Something.
Go, Zombie Bee! Use your puke attack!
Zombie Bee.
Well, you know what I mean.
I'm just looking at the wall chart of all the Pokemon to look at other stars.
But yeah, like, there's always been a celestial influence in a lot of them. Crystala's the moon, and you've got Lunatone as well. But yeah, they're not necessarily stars. They're just celestial bodies.
Yeah.
But then you've got like Pokemon that come from the moon, and they always tend to have like sort of starish moves.
Well, Cleffa is a star shape.
Yes, that's a very good point. Yeah.
There you go. So that's and the only other one, because now it's becoming a bit like you and Mortal Kombat and Evil Dead, is in Sentient.
Sentient cannot be your Mortal Kombat.
It is. You have to stop. You have to stop the ship from crashing into a sun, which is a star.
Yep.
And that's the perpetual threat. That's a bad star. That's a really bad star.
Bad star.
There we go. But then that's not a Japanese game. Yeah.
No, not at all. Okay,
how about
so you want my take on stars in video games?
Yeah, I mean, we've had now 40 minutes to think about it. So off the top of your head.
Off the top of my head, I thought, why not go down the angle of stars as in celebrity stars that appear in video games? Surprising ones.
You're always so out of left field, Rich.
I'm a contrarian. What can I say?
Yeah, contrarian. So what, like Mary Kate and whatever is Olsen's
Christina Aguilera?
knee training or whatever for the DS.
Knee training.
Come on, how many? I'm looking at Olsen twin games.
Oh God.
What do you mean by that? Video celebrities. So,
like, in video games throughout the years, more so nowadays, but you get like movie celebrities and things like that who are making more and more cameos. But there used to be loads of big-ish celebrities. They used to be in older games as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just thought we could talk around a few of the ones that maybe popped into your head as I was saying them.
Right, I will give you £2.50 if you can tell me how many Mary Kate and Ashley video games there are.
£2.50.
£2.50.
I'm gonna say 11.
It's 9.
Oh my God, I'm so close.
You're so close. You know what really gets my goat?
Tell me.
The first Mary Kate and Ashley game,
in the canonical series,
chronologically, is The New Adventures of Mary Kate and Ashley.
Oh, The New Adventures.
Yeah. What were their old adventures?
Maybe they're like continued from the NES.
No, this is the definitive list of video games. Maybe The New Adventures of Mary Kate and Ashley is like some canonical sequel to one of their TV series.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Like, the New Adventures are all based on being in a video game world as opposed to being a television construct.
But hang on, get this. Oh, this is such a stupid mine. So the New Adventures of Mary Kate and Ashley was a reskinned version of Maya the Bee and her friends. Never heard of it. Which itself was a reskin of an unreleased South Park game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What system platform was it on?
Who's Maya the Bee? This was on the Game Boy Color.
Game Boy Color. Okay.
Yeah. Then I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to pick the best. Mary Kate and Ashley Dance Party of the Century.
Of the century.
Yeah, it was 1999.
Well, that was a big claim. Big
1999.
claim.
So they were like hedging their bet,
Yeah.
Probably true. Pocket Planner on the Game Boy Color.
Oh, right. Okay. I guess a file of facts.
Yeah. And then the really kind of nasty sounding Mary Kate and Ashley Crush Course.
Crush Course. Okay.
That's where you learn to like curb stomp your enemies with Mary Kate and Ashley.
If you punch someone in the ribs, punch them at this angle and just crush.
Yeah, exactly.
Crush the ribs.
How to crush someone's windpipe in one swift strike. With Mary Kate and Ashley on the PlayStation.
God.
Sorry, what were you saying? I'm completely distracted now by Mary Kate and Ashley. Oh, celebrities.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
I think I'm going to stick with Mary Kate and Ashley.
No, but surely there are some other games that you remember had like cameo guest appearances or voices.
Preemptively steal one from you.
No, go for it.
That Onimusha game.
Ooh, definitely not stealing it from me.
Okay, which just for no reason starred that French actor guy. Do you remember this?
Ron Perlman?
Is he French?
Yes.
Is he?
Yeah.
Jean Reno was in Onimusha.
Jean Reno. Okay, cool. Well, I did not know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, just as himself, I think. I don't know if he actually plays himself, but his character model just looks exactly like him.
I love that. See, there's so many sort of like nods to giving people those awful 3D treatment, especially in those old sort of first-person shooters, where you specifically one of the examples I have is Gary Coleman in Postal 2.
Really?
Yes, so in Postal 2, he's like a main protagonist and he's playing himself in it as well. Like, he does all of the voices and stuff. But it's just basically a polygon with the skin of his face. That sounds horrible. The skin is his face, but it's just like plastered on this sort of flat panel. Do you know what I mean? And I just remember that a lot. Postal 2 was a very, very weird game. But yeah, like, there used to be a lot of celebrity things. It got really, really big with the Grand Theft Auto series. So in San Andreas, you of course famously had Samuel L. Jackson playing the dirty cop. But like Grand Theft Auto, it then ended up having like cameos. They had Ricky Gervais do a whole comedy set in one of the clubs in Grand Theft Auto 4.
It took me so many hours because the cinema wasn't frequently open, right? And so by the time I'll just kill some time till the cinema's open, and then inevitably you end up with 3 stars and running through the city, and then you die, and then there's a time skip, and then you've missed the cinema. So I spent hours just trying to kill time to go and see all because there's like many little films as well as Ricky Gervais and a couple other people I think to a set. I don't think I ever watched it, or if I did I can't remember it.
Yeah, no, but I mean we all knew it existed. It was there. I think I saw it. I think I remember there was like a weekend we had like people coming around and we just left. You could sit in that room and just leave it running, and it went through everyone, and it went through all the different acts and stuff like that. We did nothing, we just left it running. as we did other things. Yeah. Not me and you.
That's back when we didn't have to worry about electricity.
Yeah.
We used to squander it. We can tell the grandchildren when we were huddled around the flaming barrel. Like back in the day, we used to leave the virtual comedy club in GTA just running.
Yeah, we weren't even in the house. Weren't even in the house.
That's what happened. That's what we did to your future. virtual comedy clubs just used it all up while we were in the house.
But yeah, so stars in video games is very, very commonplace nowadays. So you very famously you got Death Stranding, and you got like the facial capture of everything. The actor Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see he is the main guy that's meant to be in that. And of course you've got Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk. He's not voicing, he is just Keanu Reeves, like, fully reconstructed in that game. Just, yeah. And of course I think you've got the guy from I forget what his name is. The bad guy in Breaking Bad. He was in the latest Far Cry. And you've got Kevin Spacey as well, a little controversially, in a Counter-Strike or something like that.
Wasn't it Call of Duty?
Call of Duty, same thing.
There hasn't been a new Counter-Strike for like 25 years.
It's the same thing to me. Same thing.
Everyone just keeps fucking playing CSGO or whatever.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know if you remember. There's a huge deal made about it, and now it's pretty much only known from the fact they made this huge deal about it, because I think it was quite an average game. But the video game Apocalypse for the PlayStation, they made a huge deal of the fact that Bruce Willis was like starring in it.
Yeah.
It's so much so that the box art is Apocalypse starring Bruce Willis with his face on it. And I remember kind of interviews and fuss about it. It's like a 7 out of 10 game.
Yeah. And you had a 50 Cent game for the PlayStation 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 50 Cent, yeah.
Love those, yeah.
But yeah, there was a few games that really sort of got in on that. The one that I researched in the past 40 minutes, I did not.
Yeah.
But like, there was, what was it called? True Crime Streets of LA.
Oh yeah.
So many people in it. So many people. So you can play Snoop Dogg, and it's actually got his character in there as well. But you get the voices of Christopher Walken, Gary Oldman, Michelle Rodriguez, Michael Marsden, Ron Perlman again. But yeah, like so many people in that game. It just sort of changes. Like you can see that this is a game from 2003, but you can see that that's the shift. The dynamic was to get this a bit more big names in there as well. I found some other interesting little factlets.
Ron Perlman is not French.
Ron Perlman is French.
He's an American actor.
But how come he's in like City of the Lost Children and stuff like that? He speaks fluent French, I guess.
I don't think he speaks French either. Ron Perlman doesn't speak French. The only American actor on the set of City of Lost Children. But he learned all his lines and delivered them without error.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. Just fucking winged it through the City of Lost Children.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought he started off as a French actor and then...
So impressive is his performance in that you believed he was a native French?
Absolutely. A native French.
Native French.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay,
well done,
cool.
Ron. Good acting.
Yeah. I have been like completely convinced since like the age of 18 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you put him on every single list you've ever made of like good French actors?
Yeah.
Perlman?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yep.
Out in the world. You have to find them all and scrub his name off.
Oh wow, okay. Is Ron Perlman French? I can't believe that's where our podcast has gone. Unveiling the true native origins of Ron Perlman. But yeah, I found some other interesting things. Do you remember Outlaw Golf and Outlaw Volleyball?
Oh, yeah, briefly. Ugh. Like, during that whole dirty phase in the 90s, right? Everything was dirty. It was like backyard wrestling.
Yeah.
Outlaw. Ugh. Everything was brown and grimy and new metal. Yes. I vaguely remember those.
They were completely voiced. The announcer was Steve Carell before he got famous, and it's so funny. Find a long play or something of one of them, and you just hear him spouting, and you're just like, no way. There we go. And that's like before he got famous as well. Interesting little factlet.
Yeah.
The other. I mean, there's other things. I've got a few things written down. They're not very super interesting. If you know them, you know them.
Way to build up the content.
What? No. But I'll move to one of the things that I actually cared about finding out about. And it's not about video games either.
Okay.
Do you remember we were talking about Discworld?
Yeah, frequently.
Yeah.
That's another one of our
Yeah.
staples. I've not even played it, but yeah.
You know everything about it.
I know everything about it, yeah.
So it had a really staple voice cast. It had Eric Idle.
I mean, staple voice cast.
Okay, it had a solid voice cast.
Every time they made Discworld, they used the same cast.
Anyway, so they had Eric Idle as Rincewind and several other characters. Tony Robinson, was one of the other voice actors. Nigel Planner, Neil from The Young Ones. You'll see him in loads of things. Yeah, John Pertwee, as in Wurzel Gummidge.
Oh, this is a really solid lineup.
Yeah. Rob Brydon.
So
he does a massive amount of languages, voiceovers in that game, including all of the death voiceovers as well.
That's so weird to me. He's of a different generation than all those other people.
He is. He's like it was in like very, very early 90s. This must have been like an early job for him.
Yeah.
The other one which I found exciting and went down a huge rabbit hole for was the female voice actor in it, who did the voice of all the females in there, because obviously the patriarchy and stuff like that.
It's so weird that you call them females, but carry on.
What do you mean?
It just sounded weird.
All the female, because there were
females.
Yeah, well, all the female voices in the game. Yeah.
Can we say women? Why don't we say women? I mean, I guess you said male ninjas earlier, so it's fine. It just sounds weird.
Okay, but yeah, so that was voiced by Kate Robbins. You don't know the name Kate Robbins, do you?
I don't know the name Kate Robbins, no.
But you've heard her voice so much.
Really?
So she started off, or she did quite a few things. She actually did the theme tune to Surprise Surprise. Okay, so that's a weird start. It's a weird start, but go with me. Go with me.
To she was the voice of, I don't know, GLaDOS and Portal.
No.
Surprise.
I told you it's not video games related.
Okay. Right. What else has she done that I might know her from?
So she did again all of the female voice.
No, wait.
acting.
She wrote the theme tune to Surprise Surprise.
Yeah.
But she didn't perform it.
No, she didn't perform it. That was Cilla Black.
Oh, Christ. Okay. Even worse.
Right. Stick with it. Okay.
Can't believe I don't know who she is. Right. Carry on.
She also did all of the female voice acting for Spitting Image.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And more famously, that connected the dots between another TV show, as she did all of the voices for Eurotrash as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Weirdly, out of all of those, that's probably where I would actually know her from.
Yeah, exactly. So Eurotrash, you just know her doing those like giggly voiceover things, but she did Spitting Image, and that's her doing like Queen Elizabeth II, voices. I'm not even going to attempt to do
Yeah,
but I thought it was quite cool that she'd been pulled in and she does all of those characters in Discworld. And when I heard it click, I was like, oh yes, that is that same person, that cheeky British humour, and it just works so well. But again, you've not even played Discworld, so it's pointless as to how excited I am about it.
Do you know she's Paul McCartney's first cousin?
Yes, I did. I have done my research.
So weird.
She had a pop hit in the 80s as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she got to number 2 in the UK charts.
With?
A song.
What song?
I don't know. I've read it. I don't recognise what this song is. But anyone else can look up Kate Robbins and find out what her song is. With a K. All one word, lowercase. No, it's not.
More Than in Love. Apparently.
More Than in Love. Okay, cool. But there you go. I thought it would be a good way to sort of end the podcast this week on something completely unrelated to video games, as somebody talking about.
She was in a band that came third in the 1980 Eurovision.
Yeah.
Prima Donna. That's probably what I know. No. Great. Well, this has been excellent for all of our international readers who definitely know what Spitting Image and Surprise and Eurovision is.
And specifically, all those Kate Robbins fans out there.
Yeah. Shout out to Kate Robbins, the true star of video games.
Yep. That guy's a maniac.
Why'd he bite me?